Showers and thunderstorms today. No weather front coming in, just your typical summer weather. It'll be partly to mostly sunny around 90 this afternoon, light southwest winds. A 20% chance of a shower thunderstorm tonight in the mid-70s, scattered clouds expected. A little better chance of a shower thunderstorm on the 4th of July, but most of the 4th will be partly sunny around 90, light southwest winds. Thursday night for any area fireworks, it'll be partly to mostly cloudy in the mid-70s. Jonesboro's community radio station, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in Brussels, I'm Ollie Barrett. Dozens of migrants have been killed in an attack at a detention centre close to the Libyan capital Tripoli. EU leaders are beginning the process of trying to convince European lawmakers to back their choices for the bloc's top jobs. Russia's submitted doping samples from nearly 300 athletes to the World Anti-Doping Agency, and around 800,000 people have been evacuated from cities in Japan due to heavy rain and flooding.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones, and my special guest today, as you know, it's the first Wednesday of the month. Well, Chief is usually here, but today we have Sergeant Lyle Waterworth. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us today. And so we're going to get into some updates of what's happening with the Jonesboro Police Department and the city of Jonesboro.
Sure. Lots going on. Of course, you know, our Facebook page is really growing. We're putting all sorts of information out on our Facebook page. Any of the good, any of the stuff that we mess up on, we're trying to let everybody know what your Jonesboro Police Department does, because it's not my police department, it's our police department. Right. It's everybody's police department, and we want everybody to be informed with what we do. We're trying to get information out there. So some of the stuff we try and put a fun twist on. I don't know if anybody noticed our 5 reasons you shouldn't shoot fireworks in the city of Jonesboro.
No.
It was a very fun one. It was adapted from another police department's. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
But it's important to know that the city of Jonesboro, it's a violation of city ordinance to shoot fireworks. I'm not going to say that officers are going to be out searching for people to write tickets to for shooting fireworks. However, you got to be smart with it.
Be mindful.
Be mindful of others. Be mindful of the pets that are in the neighborhood. Dogs, most especially. It's bothersome to dogs. It's bothersome to people who are at home and trying to get some rest. You know, so just be mindful of others. There's going to be lots of fireworks shows. I say lots. There's going to be 2 major fireworks shows that have gone through the permit process and have gone through the fire marshal and gone through the city to put on some pretty fantastic shows. A couple radio stations are doing them.
Okay.
Tonight is the first one. There'll be one tonight at the Joe Mack Campbell Baseball Park.
Okay.
And encourage people to go to that. You know, they've spent a lot of money on fireworks. That way you don't have to. And the problem with that one is where to park. And it's important to know that you cannot park on I-555, and you cannot park on Dan Avenue, which is a U.S. highway, Highway 63 or 90, whichever one it is.
Don't give me the start.
I should have known that, but anyway, it's part of the Arkansas highway system, the U.S. highway system, and as such, it's a violation of the law to park alongside the highway. It's just like the problems we were having at ASU, and all those signs are put up. They're not going to go through the expense of putting all the signs up on the bypass, or excuse me, it's not the bypass anymore. It's I-555.
Okay.
I still call it Joe Martin Expressway every once in a while.
That's what it used to be. Okay.
So we got to be mindful of that. So park in the ballpark. Park on the in the accessible areas that are set up for parking.
Okay.
There'll be officers out there to help people direct traffic and get people in and out. Safety is the main concern. It doesn't matter how you're shooting fireworks or how you're celebrating the independence of our country. Be mindful, be safe, and pay attention to the other folks. Be patient as well.
So I want people to please go check this out. I'm going to share it on my page and Kelly K's page, but really quickly, it's illegal. You can set your house on fire. You put your eye out, which you can if you're not mindful. It scares the crap out of animals. People on Nextdoor, Facebook are convinced it's going. Every year, I promise you, on Facebook, I see posts, and even I'm guilty. Like, okay, it's the time of the year where we play that game. Is it gunfire or fireworks? So,
yes, ma'am.
Sadly, we think like that, So, anywho, be mindful. And then, aside from the animals and your neighbors, there are people who served in the military who are veterans and that still suffer from PTSD. So, also be mindful of if you have neighbors who are veterans, and just be mindful of everyone.
Well, it's just like we run to this almost every time. You and I come back to this almost every time. Our community will be better if we know our neighbors to the left of us, our neighbors to the right of us, and we know we respect those people. And it all comes back to everything we learned in kindergarten. Keep your hands to yourself, know your neighbor, and take a nap every day. Well, I don't know that I get to take a nap every day. So,
all right. So again, just be mindful of fireworks. Practice safety rules, and if any doubts, contact the police department to get clarity on any questions. All right. So I'm just scrolling through your Facebook page, and I see a lot of pictures of the K9s and in their vests, and I saw. I know Chief and I have talked about you all receiving the grant to get the vest for the K9. So how is that going so far, and have all of them been outfitted?
So Vested Interest in Canines, which is a nonprofit organization, I believe they're out of Connecticut, don't hold me to that, has provided vests for almost all of our dogs.
Okay.
All of our dogs have vests. Some of them got them through other sources, but the public outcry, the fundraising that the people of Jonesboro did after Gabo was shot, we told people that the best thing to do is to, if they want to get vests for dogs, was to donate to Vested Interest Canines.
Okay.
Well, there was enough community outcry and enough support for your Jonesboro Police Department that Vested Interest was able to help get the remaining dogs vests.
That's awesome.
So, plus everybody loves the dogs. The dogs are when they're not in work mode, they're sweet, they're loving, they're very social animals, and they want to be around people. Now, when they're turned on for work, they're work dogs, and they do what they're supposed to do.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to give a shout out to that company who looks out for the K9 officers, and they are very vital to the work that you do within the community, because there are some areas and some situations that you need that trained dog to go in, to sniff out, to monitor, to kind of be your go-between.
To protect, yeah. And the vests are not only bulletproof, but they're also stab-proof as well.
Okay.
So they're very versatile vests.
Okay. Awesome. I want to give a shout out. I'm scrolling through, I'm briefly looking. There were several officers, one who retired, and then one who received a recognition. Let's see. Patrol Officer Keith Baggett.
Right.
Or Baggett.
Baggett.
Okay. Awarded Officer of the Month. Well, that was in April. How did I miss that?
Yeah. Well, so we're a little bit behind on getting that information out. We're trying to get with the officers and get we want people to know us, not when they're having a bad day, because we talked earlier. Most of the time when you see a police officer, it's when you're pulled over or when you've been in a wreck or when something bad has gone on at your house, if your door's being kicked in or if you're in a fight with your spouse or in a fight with your kids or something's been stolen. Rarely do you get to know us on the basis of something outside of that kind of instance. And we want the people to know us. And if you see what Officer Baggett does while he's at work, other than writing tickets or working accidents, he happened to be working an accident in that picture and took the time to pay attention to things outside the accident and share with people. But what you don't see in that picture, what you may not recognize in that picture that you see on the side of the road, is there's another officer in that picture with him. That officer, that officer is a brand new officer and is being trained by Officer Baggett. So now then, you get that rubbing off. You get the hey, it's time to. There's a time to be nice, and there's a time to be kind, and there's a time to help people. It's not just about being the police. So Officer Baggett was nominated Officer of the Month not just because he did the right thing, but he did the right thing with a rookie in the car with him, and the rookie learned from that. If you'll look through, you'll see there's several photos recently of Officer Victoria Evans.
Yeah,
she stopped and helped a man fill his car up with gas on the side of the road. She's been very busy lately, being part of the community while she's at work, and to me that's one of the most important things that we do is be part of the community.
I remember she came to the Juneteenth event last month at Parker Park, and she said she was trying to get there earlier, but someone's car stopped in the middle of the road, so she had to do her duty. And we didn't post that picture. Somebody posted that picture, tagged us in it, because they're starting to see, because we put stuff out on Facebook, people are starting to notice that officers are do more than just write tickets or pull people over or go to houses and make arrests or whatever. Okay. And I want to apologize to people who may have been trying to watch the live feed. I don't know what's happening with the video on Facebook. And it's a lot of things on Facebook that are not loading, so I don't know. I apologize. So, but the video is recorded, so you can go back and watch the interview later, because I do ask some other questions. I always hit Chief with some of the, serious stuff, because again, we do want to highlight the positive and the great things the police department is doing. However, and this is not against Jonesboro, because I personally don't know. However, when you see bad policing around the world, do you take those moments to have teachable moments with your own officers and say, okay, here's what not to do, here's how to handle the situation better, okay, let's run through some more training, maybe some role playing, I don't know.
Yeah, so not officially, we don't sit down and draw out a classroom training or anything like that, but we do take away. If you don't take away, and if you're not learning and you're not progressing with the times, you're going backwards. And we have to learn from things. We're always learning. You see instances in other places more than you see instances here.
Okay.
But we have to talk things out. We have to, even instances here, even good instances here, bad instances here, we try and debrief and learn from every call we go on. We try and learn from every call we take. regardless if it's here or if it's St. Louis or California or whatever. We try and get the takeaways, because if we don't, again, we can't serve the city of Jonesboro to the fullest.
All right, and I want to ask this question, and I unfortunately see a lot of different videos, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
Right.
There were some instances where off-duty officers, which I know Chief has stated before, an off-duty officer is not technically, you're never off duty. You're out of uniform at time, you're off the clock. However, you are still an officer.
Right.
But however, this officer off duty or off the clock, plain clothes, he saw something happening. He took it upon himself to intervene, which he should have. In the comments, a lot of people saying he should have called for backup because, okay, it was a situation where he got cut off in traffic, or it just got ugly real fast because he ended up pulling the driver out of their car, or having them get out of the car, holding them at gunpoint at one point, basically holding them until another officer, whoever else got there. But so my question is basically, even plainclothes off the clock officer, they still have those rights to detain someone?
Yes, as a sworn officer in the city of Jonesboro, as long as we're in the city of Jonesboro, if we have probable cause to believe a crime has been committed, we have the same authority as if we're on duty.
Okay.
However, sometimes if it's a personal situation, I can't take it personal.
Okay.
and we have to pay attention, and people don't hate me. People don't know me. They don't like a lot of times what we stand for, because we're holding people accountable, and that's what we do. A lot of times officers fall into the trap of they're taking it personal. It's nothing personal. They don't know you. The person doesn't know you, and you have to talk yourself through it. Keep yourself calm. But sometimes when my family's with me, I say with my family, when officers have family with them, they begin to take it personal, and they have to be able to separate. They have to be able to separate personal from professional, and it's hard. A lot of times it's hard.
And okay, I'm gonna ask this question. Not try to get too deep again. Unfortunately, again, we see these what not to do versions, and when it comes to policing. And even though it's 2019, unfortunately, we still have a lot of racial tension across the board, across the whole world. What do you feel that Jonesboro Police Department does to try to help alleviate, lighten the tension when you're dealing with members in the community? So,
one, we are trained to treat everybody the same.
Okay.
That's number one, because and the way I was raised is I didn't know the difference as a kid. I didn't know the difference, and my parents enforced that in me and instilled that to me. There's no difference. And when we grow up, we've got to continue that, but we also again have to be professional.
Okay.
We were talking earlier about your traffic stop, and when you treat people the way you want to be treated, you're going to receive that back.
Okay.
And again, don't take it personal that you get stopped, or don't take it personal that you get detained by the police. If they are detaining you, we cannot stop anybody without reasonable suspicion or probable cause. That's the law. Okay. If we do, we're doing it wrong. If an officer follows the rules, which our officers by policy, not only by policy but by state law and federal guidelines, when we make a stop, we have to go up to that person and say, "Hi, I'm Lyle Waterworth with the Jonesboro Police Department. The reason for this contact today is," whatever the reason for this contact is, "I need to see this piece of information, this piece of information, this piece of information." And all of a sudden, all those tensions are gone, Because if I walk up to the side of the car, and I learned my lesson with this when I was a young policeman, 1999.
Oh, wow.
I pulled over a lady, a very nice lady, a very intelligent lady. And I said, "Hi, do you know why I pulled you over today?" And she said, "No, do you?" And that was a very important learning lesson for me, because now, I have messed up.
Okay.
Now I'm backpedaling. I don't know what to say now. And I knew why I pulled her over, but I had done wrong, and I had done that lady a disservice by not telling her who I was and why I stopped her. And that is such a great learning experience, and officers are supposed to, and most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, are getting out of the car and introducing themselves like they're supposed to.
Okay.
Which helps relieve that tension.
Alrighty. And then if you witness, one of your fellow coworkers doing something that's questionable, or, also some officers I can't say in Jonesboro, I haven't seen it, but what I have seen, some get called out on their social media presence, and it does look bad on their behalf, depending on what they post or say or do. And so if you witness one of your fellow officers doing something questionable, do you call them to the side and maybe have a discussion?
As a supervisor, yes.
Okay.
And we have officers, patrol officer level, that will hold others accountable.
Okay.
And which is, again, it's not about me. I'm not the Jonesboro Police Department.
Okay.
I am part of the Jonesboro Police Department, and if one person does something to tarnish my badge, to make my badge less shiny, that ruins it. One person makes my badge less shiny, regardless of how much I'm respected, or how favorable I do things.
Okay. Right. We're gonna put a pin right there. When we come back, I promise we'll talk about some good things. I see a lot of people that have been getting some recognitions, and one officer retired. So, but we will get back to more of the Jonesboro Police Department discussion. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Sergeant Lyle Waterworth.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
How can you help your child succeed in life? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. When you think of ways to help your child succeed, you may think of helping them with homework, taking them to sports practice, or encouraging them with piano lessons. However, sometimes the best ways to help your child succeed has less to do with them and more to do with you. Here are 5 simple ways you can help your child succeed in life. First, believe in them. Cheer your child on so they know you believe in them and the full potential they're capable of. Second, forgive yourself, and if necessary, ask your child to forgive you for anything you've messed up in your relationship. Then, let go of the parenting mistakes you've made and press on. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook, and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a non-profit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life, such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
The Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was established on June 28, 1997 by 13 dynamic women who accepted the challenge of chartering the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. Today, the chapter continues to impact the Jonesboro community by sponsoring programs such as the Sonia D. Williams Scholarship Breakfast, Community Back to School Bash, Delta Academy, Voter Registration Drive, and Autism Awareness. Our focus correlates with the national theme, joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. Our chapter supports Delta's 5-point programmatic thrust: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. More information about the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is available at www.jonesboroalumnidst.org or via email jonesboroalumni@live.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones, with my guest, special guest, filling in for Chief Rick Elliott, is Sergeant Lyle Waterworth from the Jonesboro Police Department. So we're going to continue our conversation, and I want to talk about some of the things that have been happening. I don't know if you all have been noticing the police officers are now giving away popsicles.
Right. So Altus Communications or Suddenlink came to us and said, "Hey, we're at a community fair of some sort," and they came to us and said, "Listen, we tried this in another community.
Okay.
It was okay, but we want to see what we can do." So we met up at Suddenlink one day and stood in the store and collected popsicles. We've changed the name to Copsicles.
Wow.
So officers have been able to get out and just to meet kids and talk to kids. We don't just give them to kids, right? We'll give them to anybody that wants one that we're out and about. Of course, we've got some officers that eat as many as they hand out. You know, they're out there with the kids and they're going to eat just as many as they hand out, and they have a good time. But we when they approached us, I thought, wow, what a better way to get with kids in the community and let kids learn that they can trust an officer than to get them out there and just talk to them.
Wow.
And it's just a fun little thing that we get to do. Meet kids, meet families, and again, let people know who we are on the good side instead of on the enforcement side.
Yes, I think kids, especially, need to build up their confidence again, or yes, that's one word. In the police department, you know, for so long, some parents used to say, "If you don't behave, I'm going to call the police on you." You know, I'm going to call the police to come.
Yeah.
And so Chief and I've also had that conversation. Like, please stop using the police as the bad guy in your scenario.
Right, and kids that are walking through the store and parents will say, well, if you don't behave, I'm gonna have them arrest you.
Yeah.
That's, if you have a child that runs off, they need to know that they can trust us. And if they think that I'm being bad, and I guess I'm being bad because I can't find my mom, I can't go talk to the police because he's going to arrest me. Mm-hmm. And that's not the kind of thing that you need to do. If you're having problems with your child, hey, say, officer, will you explain to my kid why it's important to follow the rules? That's a whole lot better than saying, if you don't behave, I'm going to arrest you. And it's an icebreaker. It's an icebreaker for families, and they try and do it to be funny, and it's a little funny maybe, I don't know, but it's not planting the seed of police officers are our friends, police officers are here to help. Mm-hmm. It automatically breeds distrust.
And I think, again, going back to a little bit of our early discussion, because of the tensions that are present, it's time to adjust the dialogue and the narrative of the story so that children and other individuals start hopefully building up the trust. And again, this goes both ways. We need officers around the world to honor the badge that they chose to wear and take the vow, take the pledge or oath or whatever you do. Let's all start working together to make our communities a whole lot better for the generations to come.
Right. Because I can't make the community better. You can't make the community better, but we can. Mm-hmm. It's just like on the Lincoln Memorial. The symbols on the front of the Lincoln Memorial are there's twigs that are bound together because a twig by itself is not strong. But when we're together and bound together, come together as one, we strengthen the community and we strengthen our country by everybody coming together. It doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter what sexual orientation, what anything about you, where you go to church, it doesn't matter. If we all pay attention to that golden rule, treat people like you want to be treated, we can help build the community.
Yes, sir. I was trying to pull up a picture, but it's not a great picture. All right, so anyway, moving forward. All right, so you're doing the popsicles, mm-hmm. and I've seen several other pictures where the officers were just stopping in different neighborhoods, and maybe they were patrolling that area, and there was a bunch of kids gathered. Yeah. So I see officers are trying to take more time and be more interactive with the community, especially the children, and then now that it's summer and the children are out in droves everywhere. Right. So I hope to see the relationships continue to build. Of course, there's always going to be incidents and always going to be people who feel one way or the other, and that's okay. But I just hope that as a community we continue to grow together, start to learn to trust and love each other.
Right.
And I know people think I live in this little utopian bubble. Sometimes I do, but anyway. I just want to see things get.
It's called hope.
Better.
It's called hope. And if we don't have hope, what do we have? And if we don't have trust, hope and trust, because those two go together. If you don't have hope, everything's dark and dismal. Mm-hmm. You hear people talk about, oh, Monday's coming. Well, yeah, you know what? Monday's coming. Let's go seize Monday and own Monday. It's not because Monday is bad. Monday's the first day of my work week. I should be fired up about getting to go to work. I've got a job. I'm making money. I'm doing things. I'm not sick. I was able to get out of bed. And I'm able to go seize the day. And if I don't, if I get sad about Monday, people beside me are going to get sad about Monday.
Okay. I want to point out another thing that this is a little known fact that people may not know. Another thing you all post on your Facebook page is maybe codes and ordinances that people may not have any clue about. I didn't know anything about this one. Any individual business who is found to have nailed, stapled, or otherwise attached a sign, post, or billboard to a public utility pole, or any living tree, shrub, plant located right in the right upon the right-of-way of any public road shall be fined a violation of up to $500 per sign per day until they're removed. So that's something, a little known fact that some people may not have known about. Is there a place, a website, or somewhere to locate all of these Arkansas codes?
Absolutely. You can go to the city of Jonesboro on their website has all the city ordinances.
Okay.
But then you can also search Arkansas law, and it's called, I think the name of the, I don't want to lie about the website.
Okay.
I think it's called Arkansas legislation.
Okay.
Or ARC-LEG. I don't remember the exact website name, but you can search it. And we're trying to have fun with those. I don't know if you saw the one about horses and horses having the right of way. We're trying to have fun with them. It's just like the fireworks one. We tried to have fun with that because it's dry to read rules and dry to read laws, and there's one coming out later on this week about mowing your yard and about where you spray the grass when you're mowing your yard.
Oh.
So, little teaser there for you. So,
is that becoming a big issue with grass?
So cyclists, motorcyclists, it obscures the lines on the road, and it's one thing, in a car you're just going to be pushing along the road, and the cyclist can't see the white lines. It makes it's slippery. For the less friction that you have on the road, the more likely you are to lose the road. And some of those bicyclists are riding on tires that are this wide, So people have to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And plus, it's just not pretty. It clogs drains. It just causes problems.
Yeah, I'm sure the mayor and the other street department individuals can talk about the nuisance of grass and trash in the drains.
Right.
And we already have a flooding problem, so
let's not help it, right?
Yes.
So.
All right. So give us some more updates. I don't see as many posts about vehicle break-ins, which I'm sure they're still happening.
So we are. I don't have the numbers.
Okay.
But I think our vehicle break-in numbers are down this month, which I don't know if it's because it's too hot, if it's because I don't know what to attribute it to, but I want to say people are locking their cars and paying attention, taking stuff in and out of their cars, but. Also, we're also getting closer to full staff.
Okay.
When we're closer to full staff, we have more officers on the street. We have more officers in neighborhoods.
Okay.
And you feel like you see more officers. Hopefully, you feel like you're seeing more officers. And if the good guys feel like they're seeing more officers, guess what the bad guys are doing too, right? So hopefully that's what it is.
All right, and I know I live on the north side of town, close to the campus, and I've seen an officer sometimes in the morning before I leave, coming here like at 8 o'clock in the morning, patrolling, or midday patrolling, and I'm trying to get out of that mindset of, okay, did something happen? What happened?
Yeah.
So, and this is another thing I would love for the community. I would love for us to build our relationship back up to the point where when we see an officer, we're not automatically thinking something happened.
Right.
So,
when I first started, last century, I guess, I wanted to. I had a rule that whatever area I was working, I tried to be on every road in that area sometime through the week.
Okay.
The more I did it, but when I first started it, I had some folks in a neighborhood that said, "Is there something going on?" I said, "No, I'm just patrolling the neighborhood. I want people to see me and people to know who I am. And this isn't particular to me. Lots of officers do this." And they were like, "Well, we've never seen a police officer out here." And so now we open up a dialogue, and people can talk to us, and people can tell us what's going on in their neighborhood. It's different now because people aren't as social as they used to be. But we have, if you want to talk to us and you want to be anonymous and you don't want anybody to know you're talking to us, we have spots on our website where you can talk to us. We have We don't talk about. We get all sorts of messages on Facebook, but we don't tell anybody who those messages are from.
Okay.
So if you have questions, if you have problems, if you have something you want to talk to us about without letting people know, send us a message on Facebook. Send us a message on our website, jonesboropolice.com, and communicate with us. Because open communication is where we're going to get to these fixes that we're talking about.
Most definitely. So I want to thank you all for the work that you do. And if anyone would like for you all to come and speak at an event, who do they need to reach out to?
So on our website, there is on jonesboropolice.com, there's a spot that says public speaking request. That sends an email to myself, our social media director, and our public information specialist, and we will either be the ones that come talk to you, or we will find somebody who will suit your particular need to come talk to you.
Okay. So please go check out the updated website, jonesboropolice.com. There are several links, and I see also some of the same stories you post on your Facebook page are also on your website. So there's information. Don't want to forget about testing. There's information about testing. You're taking applicant. How often are you taking applications?
We are always taking applications because we want quality people. Again, the people of Jonesboro don't want spoiled apples.
Mm-hmm.
They want good apples, and we do our best to get those good apples. But not all the good apples apply. People that sort of have that inkling that want to be the police, but are afraid what somebody might say, or afraid of a lot of things. We give you all the tools.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about implements that you wear. We give you the tools psychologically, mentally. We give you everything that we can do to prepare you to do this job.
Now, speaking of that, I have to ask, I don't know, somebody out there may be thinking and again, I'm on social media. I may not interact with a lot of people, but I read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so people do make these comments about, it takes X number of months, years to get a degree in this field, that field, but police officers only get trained for X number of weeks, and should there be more extensive or different kinds of training, especially when it comes to psychology, and other community engagement type education. So with that,
So a college degree is 120 hours, right? 4 years. To be a Jonesboro police officer, to be a certified Jonesboro police officer, you have to train for a year.
Okay.
So the minimum standard is 13 weeks, 520 hours of training. That's 8 hours a day, at least 8 hours a day for 13 weeks.
Okay.
So that's the start. And then an officer will spend 8 hours a day for another 14 weeks training with another officer.
Okay.
So now then we're at 1,040 hours invested, contact hours invested. Then they are not a certified officer. They are on a probationary officer for another 6 months before they become. Now they're by themselves in a car by themselves.
Okay.
They're basically an apprentice for the rest of that year, and then after the year they are certified. So 2,080 hours.
Oh, wow.
Is what it takes to become a certified officer in the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
So, the Jonesboro Police Department is a little different than most. We spend the time training.
Okay.
Chief Elliott is not going to accept anything less than good.
Okay.
He's not going to accept anybody that's not doing their job. And luckily, he's got a good staff of trainers. He's got a good staff of captains and lieutenants and sergeants that help build those, what I like to call little baby policemen, up to be real police officers.
Okay. All right. And then I want to quickly go back to, you said some people may not apply because they are afraid of the backlash from family, community members, whatever the case. if you're having those concerns, go speak to other officers that are already on the force. I know we've had this conversation with Officer Jonathan Hagens. Help me with her name. Can't think of her name. Another female officer that wears her hair bald. Oh gosh.
So let's see.
I can't think of her name.
We have a black female officer named Keandra McCain, Rayonica Thomas.
Okay.
That's a good lady right there.
So we've had the conversation before with I remember a conversation with them, one being female and minority, then Jonathan being minority male.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've had the conversation about how they have been received once they've joined the force. However, if we expect change to happen in our community, we have to start somewhere, and we have to work from the inside out to help create the change.
Yes. If you're thinking about becoming an officer, I don't care what you look like. We have an officer that looks like you now. There was a time when our minority, the minority face of the Jonesboro Police Department was not very big. We're getting our department closer to looking like our city, and that's something that I work at all the time. Because a bunch of old white guys is not what the city looks like, right?
No.
It's we need more female officers.
Yes.
We need more Hispanic officers, and we need more black officers. It's just because that's what our city looks like, and that's what we need our city to be.
That's right. So again, anyone out there listening, if you've ever thought about being a police officer, please submit your application and don't worry about the backlash. You will have a group of people who will support you. There's always going to be people who don't support. That's just who they are. However, don't let that hold you back.
Right.
All right. And so we want every department within our city to be representative of everyone that lives here.
Right.
From the top down, from city council to other city departments, to police department, to fire department. I'm sure the fire department can use it. Are there any women on the fire department?
I know of one, maybe two.
One, okay.
Yeah.
Women can do the same job, dude. So
That's exactly.
Come on, ladies. So anyway, I'm an advocate for it.
My favorite police officer happens to be a female.
Of course.
She's
She
also
better
my
be.
wife.
Okay, Miss Lynn, are you listening? Oh goodness. So we're going to get ready to come up on another break, but just want to remind everyone to go check out JonesboroPolice.com. There are several links. Like if you click on divisions, you'll see the different divisions: administration, patrol, criminal investigation, special operations. You can see what they're all about. Maybe get to know some of the people that work in those departments. And there's some public information and community outreach information. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about CPA, and then testing dates and times and any other information we might have left out. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Community Conversations after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. If you're like most people, you probably have debt. But how do you know when debt is spiraling out of control? And when is it time to get help? Debtors Anonymous, an organization that helps consumers struggling with debt, lists the following signs that you might have a serious problem with debt. You're unclear about your financial situation. You don't know your account balances, monthly expenses, loan interest rates, fees, fines, or contractual obligations. You have poor savings habits. You don't plan for taxes, retirement, or other non-recurring but predictable items, and then you feel surprised when they come due. You have a kind of a live for today, don't worry about tomorrow attitude. If any of these describe you, get help. Join a debt support group consisting of members who have a common goal of eliminating debt. Go to debtorsanonymous.org to learn more and find a DA meeting group in your area. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Help keep KLEK on the air. We are seeking 100 donors to give at least $20 per month, but we are happy with any gift, large or small. Come by our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro. Call us at 870-277-1080 or visit our website, klekfm.org, or you can use Cash App, $KLEKFM, or text KLEK1. Send it to 44321.
Stark's Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Stark's, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
House of Details, located at 3915 East Highland in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, waxing, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with the motto of anything mean we can clean. Details at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and at klekfm.org.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
KLEK is starting a new fundraiser which will allow listeners to donate to KLEK while buying groceries. KLEK is a part of the Kroger Community Rewards fundraising program. When shoppers visit a participating Kroger and scan his or her Kroger Plus Shoppers card, a portion of the savings goes back to KLEK to help keep it on the air. Details on how to sign up for the program are available at KrogerCommunityRewards.com and at klekfm.org. This is a KLEK fundraiser.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm trying to keep it together. We have lively conversations off the air all the time. So anyway, getting back to our conversation, we're going to wrap it up. And this segment is fairly short, so I'm going to let Sergeant Lyle take it away. CPA, testing, and then some other things that we didn't get to cover.
All right, so if you're interested in knowing what we do, if you're interested in actually becoming part of the community and learning what the police department does, CPA. There were some people that commented on a little camp that we had about wanting to learn about CSI stuff. Well, one of the classes in CPA is learning how to do a bunch of the CSI stuff. So CPA is a lot of fun. You learn a lot about what the police department does. You learn a lot about the rules of the police department, and you can sign up at jonesboropolice.com. So there's a CPA link on there. Another thing that we didn't get to talk about was testing. We're always taking applications. We test once a month. We usually test the first Friday of every month. We're not testing this Friday due to the holiday and the heat. Okay. we want people to have an even playing field.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that 100 degrees running a mile and a half would be sort of tough. So, but we test every month. We need applicants. We need quality applicants. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we can get some more people hired, and we can be seen more in the community. Something else we didn't talk about is Friday evening. This coming Friday evening, the Batmobile. So it's not really it's not no Batman. It's a DWI enforcement Batmobile will be in town, and we will be doing sobriety checkpoints. I know that this is a 4th of July is Independence Day, and we like to celebrate our independence. Celebrate responsibly. There's several ways. There's taxis. There's
Lyft or Uber.
There's Lyft. There's Uber. There's during the day. There's the Jets transport. Celebrate responsibly. Be smart. We were talking a little bit off the air about if you're having a get together in your yard, if you're in your front yard and people can see you, it would be important to not let people see you drinking. We're in a dry county, and drinking in public is drinking in public, and so if you like your beer or whatever is your libation of choice, don't advertise it.
Yes.
You don't want police attention. Don't do things to draw police attention. So
and I'm going to keep my little secrets of how when I was younger, and
so just don't do things to draw police attention to you. We're people just like you. We enjoy things that sitting around and barbecuing, having a good time.
Okay.
So we have to think through things before we do things.
Okay. People kind of lost their mind a little bit when Senator or Representative Elizabeth Warren posted that she was at home on her personal time drinking a beer. So she wanted to show that she was relatable to everyone else. That was her time. It's not like she was on the Senate floor.
Right.
So anyway, please keep in mind.
Regardless of how you do things, it's just be mindful of others. It's what we're all about.
That's right. All right, so we talked about CPA. Just want to let everybody know a class is coming up. Session starts August 22nd.
We may have to push that back. We're going to look at ASU football schedule, and because we meet on Thursday nights, usually from 6 to 9.
Okay.
We don't want it to interfere with anything that goes on at ASU. We want people to be able to attend ASU football games or any events like junior high football and stuff like that. So we got to balance it out with school sports and ASU.
All right, but still get your application in. You never know. Just if you are interested, this is your way to get to know the police department from the inside out. Right. Get hands-on experience. All right, and I see you all hosted a class with some young people, like a CSI.
Yeah, so there was a ASU museum was doing a class, a STEM class, and if you'll notice, it's all ladies in that class. So we were able to, because of efforts in the past, able to have all the instructors as well, not all the instructors, but most of the instructors be female officers to help bolster and share the female experience.
That is really awesome. Well, thank you so very much, Sergeant, for joining us today.
I always have such a good time on the radio.
I always wonder what we're going to talk about. Then we pull a rabbit out the hat.
We always make do, don't we?
All right, so everyone, again, tomorrow's the 4th of July. Fireworks, shoot them responsibly. If you're in doubt, contact the police department. Go to the planned events so you can enjoy them with the community. Get to know your neighbors. Drink responsibly if that's your choice, but be mindful that the Batmobile will be out and about. Drink responsibly, save someone else's life. I'm not going to go into that whole spiel, but you understand. And check out the Jonesboro Police Department's Facebook page and their website for more information about who they are, what they do, and try to get to know them. Let's make this a better community. And we all have to do our part, though. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Hope everyone out there has a great and blessed day. Try to stay warm. Stay cool.
Yeah,
oh, Lord.
Try to stay warm.
Stay cool and hydrated. There you go. So. All right, have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the